Okay, the Thief is another subclass of the Rogue, and if you've been watching this channel long enough, you'll know I love the Rogue class. So, the Thief is super straightforward, just like the Rogue is. So as always, we're going to do level by level, and a combat tutorial, as well as a breakdown of some of the items I think you need. So, we begin with Rogue, and we get to assign our ability points. Now, obviously Dex is going to be our main one, we want that as high as possible. But there are a few other options. So, Dex and Constitution are probably the two you'd like to focus on. So, in my opinion, this would be my breakdown. I'd have 8 in Strength, Dexterity and Constitution being 16 apiece, 10 Intelligence, 10 Wisdom, and 14 Charisma. Just because if you want this to be your main character, then Charisma is the one to take, so you can talk your way out of some situations. If your Thief is going to be one of your companions, then put it into either Intelligence or Wisdom, depending on which one you want to have the higher saving throw in. For your skill proficiencies, take whatever you like, and the same for your expertise. Okay, Rogue level 2, we have access to our cunning actions, and these are amazing. It means we get to use our bonus action to dash, disengage, or hide, saving our main attack, or our main action I say, for a sneak attack or a normal attack, something akin to this. We get to Rogue level 3, and this is where we get our specialization, and of course we're taking the Thief. And what is amazing about the Thief, we have fast hands, which means we gain 2 bonus actions. So with this build, we are going to have the ability to sneak attack with our offhand, and use another bonus action to dash or disengage, whatever you feel like. We also have second story work, which means we gain resistance to falling damage. Okay, it's time for Rogue level 4, and we are going to go into Dual Wielder. You can use 2 weapon fighting, even if your weapons aren't light, gain a +1 to armor class, while wielding a melee weapon in each hand. Rogue level 5, and this is where we unlock Uncanny Dodge. Use your lightning quick reflexes to protect yourself. When an attack hits you, you only take half the usual damage. And as I said, the Rogue is very easy to level up. Literally at level 6, all we gain is a health increase. Now, expertise, again, take whatever you feel like. And at Rogue level 7, we unlock Evasion. Your agility lets you dodge out the way of certain spells. When a spell or effect would deal half damage on a successful dexterity saving throw, it deals no damage if you succeed, and only half damage if you fail. Really good stuff. Rogue level 8, we now have access to another feat. Very simply, we are going to take our dexterity up to 18. Now, Rogue level 9, we get another Thief feature. We have Supreme Sneak. As an action, we can blend into the environment so completely that you become invisible. Now, this will end if you attack, cast a spell, take an action, take damage, that sort of thing. But in and out of combat, this can be amazing. And Rogue level 10, we now have another feat, and we're going to bump our ASI and our Dex all the way up to 20. Rogue level 11, we get the amazing Reliable Talent. When you make an ability check with a skill you're proficient with, the lowest you can roll on the die is 10, which is insane. Such a great skill for a rogue. And finally, level 12, we get one more feat, and for this we're going to take Alert. You get a +5 bonus to initiative, and you can't be surprised. Really top stuff. Okay, so that was our build level 1 to 12. Let's go over some items. Now, this is my preferred items for this build. As you can see, we have an armor class of 20, so let's go over what we have. Only in my opinion, some of these are key, and those will be the ones I show off. Other bits of armor you can pick and choose based on what you like. So first up, the Divination Cloak. When you poison a foe, heal yourself for 1d4 hit points, and this works because you can see here the amount of different flasks and poisons we have. Amazing way to throw this up with a bonus action, and then you still have your action and your second bonus action to do some damage. I really like the Evasive Shoes, a +1 to acrobatics, but more importantly, a +1 to armor class. The Stalker Gloves, so you get another +1 bonus to initiative, and you can see our initiative is +12, which is great. It's such a good thing, because again, you roll a die, and basically anything above, I'd say a 5, and you're probably going to be at the front of the turn order. But more importantly, your sneak attacks do an additional 1 to 4 force damage. And because you're going to try to sneak attack as many times as possible, this is just extra damage per turn. Really top stuff. I like the Crusher's Ring. This gives you +3 movement speed, which might not sound like a lot, but this is really good for getting your rogue into the fight, attacking, and then if you choose to, you could disengage and get your rogue out of the fight. When it comes to weapons, first up, I love the Ambusher. So, gain a +1 to initiative rolls, hence why our initiative is so high. But in combat, you do an additional 1 to 6 necrotic damage against creatures that haven't taken a turn yet. So, throw this up if you use this and you are at the very start of the turn order. Again, that's extra damage per turn just for having this sword. I like to couple this with the Sword of Life Stealing. So, on a critical hit, the target takes an extra 10 necrotic damage. So we have that symbioticness between the necrotic damage from Ambusher and the necrotic damage from the Sword of Life Stealing. You also gain temporary hit points whenever you land a critical hit with this weapon. And then for a bow, I love pairing it with Darkfire short bow. Basically, it will give you haste, which means you would get 2 main attacks every round. Again, it would be concentration, so bear that in mind. If you take damage and lose concentration, haste will go. But if you can maintain it, really powerful way of just landing so many hits a turn. And you get resistance to fire and cold damage. Really good stuff. Those are the items I think that are best. When it comes to armors, there are multiple armors you could wear. I'm just wearing basic normal half plate just to show what a good AC will do. But there's other armors you could pair this with that will give you other buffs, extra health, that sort of thing. Choose an armor you like the best, that looks the best, or however you want to do it. But those weapons, in my opinion, are the ones to choose for this build. So, we're going to go find some combat. Okay, we are now in the fight, and for some reason we have no clothes on, but that's okay. So we're going to start with our sneak attack. This is the basic rogue thing. And there you go. Now, we still have 2 bonus actions. So, with our offhand, we can come in here and stab. Now, again, we could use our offhand to once again stab, or we could disengage, for example, and run out of danger. And this basically gives you a lot of battlefield versatility. It means you can get in and attack and run away. It means we could have done a sneak attack on this gentleman, disengaged, run over here and stab this one. Lots of options like that. It really, the 2 bonus actions might not sound like a lot, but coupled with a rogue, and it really can be a benefit, and it really can make this so much better. The other way you could do this is instead of taking the alert feat, you could take mobile, which means you wouldn't even need to use a bonus action to disengage. You could just attack, and because of the mobile ability to be able to run away after attacking, you could literally attack, run away, attack someone else, run away, and attack someone else if you could. Really, really good versatile options, so just bear that in mind. You could take a buff to your initiative, or you could take mobile, which will really allow you to dance around the battlefield with all your attacks. Okay, now unfortunately we are ensnared, but don't forget we have our bonus options, or sorry, our bonus actions. So, we can come into our character sheet, and with a bonus action we have the ability to choose some poisons. So let's say we want to take... let's do a Carabastan's Gift. We would use that as a bonus action. And now we still have 1 bonus action left and 1 main action. We could then haste up if we were to choose to, small things like that. And don't forget, sneak attack works when you have a bow. Now, unfortunately, because we are entangled, we can't do it, but we still can hit with a ranged attack. So, I can't hit that one. We'll just take a shot here. And there you go, 10 damage with the Darkfire short bow. Now remember, the best way to get sneak attack, or I say the best, the easiest way to get sneak attack is to have an enemy, or sorry, an ally adjacent to the enemy. So let's drop Jaheira there. As you can see, they actually used disengage. Okay, so as I was saying, the easiest way to get a sneak attack is to have an enemy adjacent. So if we were to go here, we could do our sneak attack ranged, and here you go. Big ol' sneak attack because we have an enemy adjacent to an ally. What we could also do is on our next round haste up, and then we have more actions, so to speak. But for now, let us close the distance. So use one of our bonus actions to come up here. And because of the versatility of the rogue and the thief, we still have the ability to then stab with our offhand again. Okay, and as stated before, let's haste up. Okay, we are now hasted, so let's come to the edge here. And we'll use our second action to do a sneak attack. And there you go, we killed him. Now we have a plethora of bonus actions. So there's the first. There's the second. And now on our next turn, we will have 2 actions and 2 bonus actions, which is 4 attacks in the round. And as you can see, we made the successful concentration saving throw, hence why we buffed our con.
I think we have given offense.
And we will come up here and we will start attacking. So, that is 1 action and 1 bonus action, and because of haste, we can do it again. And there you go, 4 attacks. Really, really top stuff. A nice way of dealing extra damage per round, and if we could have had a sneak attack there, this enemy would have gone down for sure. And don't forget, we have Supreme Sneak. So, just to show off how this is before we finish, we have turned invisible, and now what this means is because the enemy cannot see us, we have access to a sneak attack because we have advantage. And there you go, the easiest way to finish that fight. And again, that ability works in and out of combat. So just bear that in mind. Really good way of not only can you use it during the fight, you could haste up and then hit that move. You could also save it for out of combat. And remember, we also have resistance to fall damage, so if we were to jump down here, we only took 7 damage instead of the 14 it stated. So that is the pure FIFA build. Really, really fun build. A really good DPS build, especially paired with these 2 weapons in my opinion. And a really nice way of being able to maneuver around the battlefield, disappear, dance around and deal damage to multiple enemies, or really target 1 solo enemy and take them down before moving on to the next. If you have enjoyed, please drop the episode a like, it helps me amazingly. If you're new and not subscribed, if you'd like to, that would also be amazing. Let me know in the comments what you would change about this build, what items you would change, what you would do differently. And hopefully, I'll see all you guys in the next video. Bye guys.